So if you're a brewer friend or if you're wanting to make apple cider vinegar, you're going to have this remaining, and most people would throw it away. We're going to make something with it. This is our journey. Welcome to the Betancourt's homestead. Remember the apple cider vinegar that we're making together that my friend Bob the brewer is teaching me how to make? This is the discard from it. This is the fermented apples, the wine. It went into wine and then we strained it. Do you remember that? Let's make something with this. So if you're a brewer friend or if you're wanting to make apple cider vinegar, you're going to have this remaining, and most people would throw it away. We're going to make something with it. Let's go. I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. I should probably tell you that I have actually been experimenting with this stuff for a while now. I have made the most amazing apple wine discard crackers that you could have. They kind of tasted like a wheat thin / animal cracker. They were really good. My husband tried them and then took the remainder to work with him. So this is, like, I have used this much of this so far. So let's keep working with what we've got. First, we're going to add 2 cups of soft white wheat, freshly ground. Now, I say freshly ground because if you could use all-purpose flour if you wanted to. No judgment on this end. We're going to use 2 teaspoons of baking soda and half a teaspoon of salt. 1/3 cup of sugar. You might think you don't need the sugar and you might try it without. If you are using applesauce that you've made from home or that you slightly sweetened, you don't probably have to add the sugar. But because these are fermented apples and they've removed all the sugars, turned them into alcohol, and then we're making them into vinegar, you need the sugar. Trust me. Without the sugar, it kind of just tastes like cardboard. Way true of a story. 1/3 cup rolled oats. Throw it in there. 1 teaspoon of cinnamon and half a teaspoon of nutmeg. Blend the puppy all together. Add 1.5 cups of the discarded apples. That's what they look like. Just dump them in, really. And stir it till it's incorporated. And because I'm feeling generous today, add an egg. Here's where we get to start having some fun and build what we want. About 1/2 cup of dried cranberries. However many pecans you have left in the jar, preferably 1/2 cup. This is about 1/3 cup. Just roughly chop. You know the drill, the lazy drill. Open a 2.5-year-old jar of sunflower seeds. Give the sniff test, and they still smell amazing, and just throw some in. Probably 1/4 cup. Couple tablespoons of flax seeds, about 1/8 cup of pumpkin seeds, and stir to incorporate. Get your pans ready. Now you're going to take these little mini loaf pans and you're going to spray them with a nonstick spray of your choice and fill them up, and we'll see how many it fills. We're going to fill them about this full. There's a reason we're not overfilling them. Trust the process. I think it's funny I'm telling you to trust the process when in fact I'm making the process up as we go. Just go with it. Okay, this one is not as full as the others, so we'll just see how it goes. Bake in a 350-degree oven for about, I'm going to go for 20 minutes, but I reserve the right to change that. Oh, and 20 minutes was perfection. I'm going to let them cool for 5 minutes, and then we are going to take them out. We will try one of them, and then I will show you what I'm going to be doing for the next phase. Kind of looks good, doesn't it? Brine flakes would make it perfect. I might have to do that for the next one. Okay. That is superb. Now, for those that are wondering what's going to happen to all of this, you're going to have to watch the next video, because this is not just going to be for eating. There's another test involved in one of these. So I will talk to you guys later. 350 for 20 minutes was perfect. That recipe is amazing. I don't think I would change anything, except when part 2 comes out, we need to see how it turns out. We'll talk to you guys later. Have fun out there. And I am going to write this up and post it up on all of the social media sites, so you guys have it to print it out, and you can watch it in other areas, because none of my friends like TikTok. None of my family is on TikTok. That's probably good, huh? I'll talk to you guys later. In part 2 of a series that we're doing, we are taking this bread that we made, and we're going to turn them into crackers using the freeze dryer. Yeah, you heard me right. We're going to turn these into crackers. Let me tell you where I got the idea from. So we go to Trader Joe's quite often, and we just like to look around when we're in town, and we found that they have these kinds of crackers. They're made up in Canada, and they're actually really cool. So while I was making all of these things with the discarded apple wine solids, the fermented apples, I started making like crackers, and I was creating like a snack bar, which I'll probably do for you. But this recent time, I took the snack bar, and instead of actually making them into snack bars, I decided I was going to make it into a loaf, and then we were going to thinly slice them and turn them into these. Wouldn't that be cool? I did find that there are people that do this. They make loaves, they slice them, and then they put them on the trays and they toast them in the oven. Instead of doing that, I actually want to take them and put them in the freeze dryer, because then technically I could freeze dry them, put them in a jar, and I could have snacks for years with only making them once. So let's get to slicing. Oh, and that beep was the next round of these. So this is a number 3. That is a number 4. I think that's actually perfect. Okay, time to get going. Okay, technically it needs to be at a number 5. I'll try 4 with the ones that are more frozen, but when they're just slightly chilled, it needs to be at a 5. So, still a work in progress. Okay, the last time I did this, you guys are all like, what? I'm gonna double stack. They are so thin that if I put another stack on top of them, they will not come above the rack. So we are going to gently and carefully, do I already have one? Yes, I do. I saved some. Gently and carefully place a piece over, and we're just going to lay on top of it. Okay, 1 complete tray is ready to go in the freezer to freeze, and as soon as I have a full load for the freeze dryer, I'll start it up, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about what these are like. Now, another question that I was asked when I was doing the potato chips is, why did I have a silicone mat down and I was using parchment for the second layer? Why didn't I use both silicone for both layers or parchment for both layers? And the simple answer is, the silicone are free and I just have to wash them off. Parchment is a use and discard. So when I do use parchment, I'm only using it for the second layer, and because I don't like a lot of waste, although we don't have waste with paper trash, I use silicone as my base because I can wash those and reuse them. So on to the next tray. If you watched the original video when I was making this bread, you'll also know now why I didn't care if the pecans were whole or not, because I knew I was going to put them through the meat slicer, and the meat slicer was going to slice them for me. Good morning. 4 hours ago, this stuff, the freeze dryer now says it's done. Let's take it out, weigh it, then we're going to jump on the treadmill and get ourselves ready, and then we'll check it and see if it's done. These are the crackers that I am making from that bread. Because I want this to be a long-term storage item, I want to make sure that I weigh it and make sure all of the wet water is out of it, because it's the liquid and the wetness that causes it to go bad. So here we go. This is what they look like so far. This could be good or this could be horrible, but before I make any more of this, I want to make sure which is which. Time to go ahead on the treadmill, you guys. Let that thing do its job. I just snuck one out of the machine while I was weighing it.
So I had to put two weights, the weight that I took it out, and it was 2 grams lighter, and then the weight that it was quite a few grams lighter once I removed it. I removed 2 though, one for my husband so he can try it. It is exactly like those crackers. I have perfection. Let's go make some more. It is even better than those crackers, because those crackers had a hard baked toasted hardness. These are light and oh, they're good. Okay, I am packaging up all of these. I'm putting them in little self-serve containers. They are the wide mouth half pints, and food savoring, sucking them up. They'll be gone shortly. These are long-term storage snacks, but they're not going to last over a year. But I just wanted to show you. They are absolutely delicious. Absolutely. Definitely a do again. These are the copycat recipe that we made using the apple discards from the apple cider vinegar that Bob the Brewer and I are making. And they are made with Trader Joe's crackers in mind. So Trader Joe's has boxes of these crackers that look just exactly like this, only they're shaped differently. And literally they taste exactly like it. Definitely a do again.